Hello and welcome to the Jaeger Precision YouTube channel. Now, if you've been a follower of this channel for some time, you know we did a fair bit of content on my Marui AKM GBBR. Absolutely love this thing. We put the SAG Mark 2.1 or Mark 2.1 kit on the front, which is really nice. Loads of M-LOK accessory space. Downside to this kit, obviously getting the bolt out, taking the top cover off is super difficult because you have to strip the whole front end if you want to do it properly. As nice as this kit is, it's quite expensive. You've got to buy the AKM, you've got to buy the front end. The only front end that I recommend like this style is the Aaron Smith. I think this is the Aaron Smith one. There's another one which is like an RGW or something like that. Avoid that kit, it was rubbish. But you guys have said it many times, you've done the AKM, but Marui do the AKX as well. And I'd always kind of like, you know, they're the type of the same thing, blah, blah, blah. But you guys pressure me, and what ends up happening is I end up buying one. So, this is all you're going to see in the box because I haven't quite got the space at the moment. So I'm just going to take that out. Very, very nice box. It's got like a black canvas backing, which I'll just quickly show you. With the AKX in, you've got a little box of accessories. You've got the smooth mag, and you've got the AKX itself. So we'll pull the magazine out, because we're going to need that. In the box of accessories, you get rail segments for the M-LOK. You open this up here, you get your like speed loader, front sight adjustment tool, barrel cap, and some BBs. None of which we're going to be using, because I'm a firm fan of, if you're using M-LOK, why do you want to use rail segments? I tend to just get or fit or buy accessories that are meant for M-LOK. It's just a much cleaner look. So, very, very cool, isn't it? And the reason why I've decided to take a look at this is because many of you keep asking questions about it, asking me to give you my thoughts on it. Let's take this little sticker off the grip here. So one came up available at a good price, brand new, and of course I decided to pick one up. Right, this is very much going to be the same gun, but there are going to be some differences. Mainly fire selector, pistol grip, mag release, rear end for the stock, front end, and obviously the faux piston for the bolt will be different as well. What is it? It's a gas blowback AK from Marui. This is following on from their success with the AKM. This is very much something that, you know, Marui do this from time to time. They'll produce a model that's not really copying something. It's more of just like their own little spin on it. But the one thing I will say, getting this out of the box, is it is absolutely rock solid. Nothing rattles, nothing's loose. Shaking it to bits there. Smooth mags, I didn't really see a point in them in the beginning because the shells are actually metal, not polymer. Until I held one, and yeah, it's actually pretty nice. I think various shops at a time were selling these for about £49. They're now selling the Bakelite edition, which is practically the same mag, it's just painted to look like Bakelite, for like 85. You know, it is a little bit slimmer because you don't have the spline on the back like with the AKM mag. Just grab that one here. So it is a little bit slimmer because you don't have that stamping on the back. However, what else have we got here? So you'll notice it's got a rail top cover. The fit on this is superb. It doesn't wobble or flex at all, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. The fire selector is slightly different, which means you can operate it without pulling your firing hand off the pistol grip. So, you know, you've got this little latch here. Now, you can do it like normal like that if you want to, but you've got this little latch that sticks out. And if you want to go, some people might say, well, you're going to overshoot full auto doing it that way. What I found the best way to do this is if you just push and then like slide your, I'm not going to be able to do it now, slide your finger forward slightly like that. It can be done quite easily. Now it's going to feel lethargic compared to my AKM because it has the Bowmaster 130% recoil spring in. I've tried to pick up another one, but everywhere's out of stock, so I'll just have to get one when I can. You've got a fixed front sight, and you've got a rear peep sight which flicks up at the back here, like so, which we're probably never ever going to use. You've got a folding stock on the back, so that's something you don't have to buy separately. Early days, people were fitting like SLR kits to the AKMs with like a 1913 adapters with folding stocks and such. This one comes with one, so you don't need it. It's pretty good. The back of it feels a bit cheap, like it's not rubberized. It's just it sounds like a cheap plastic, but it's nice and comfy, and it does what it needs to do. Not sure why they've got this opening on the back here. I'm sure there's going to be a reason for it, but yeah, you've got an enlarged magazine release, so you don't have to come up with your offhand and press it like you would on a normal AKM. You can actually press it with your firing hand if you want to. Not really here or there with the AK. I mean, it's probably going to be easier for you to do it that way anyway, but it is enlarged, and it is, you know, a nice little addition. If you wanted to you know, pre-push that lever with your firing hand and then just come up and grab the mag, you can do so. Obviously the magazines, they are cross compatible. Very cool indeed. So you've got M-LOK up the front here. What I will say as well, which is nice, is you've got QD sling points. You've got one at the rear here on the right hand side of the stock, and you've got one either side on the rail. I tend to run the Ferro Concept Slingsters, which I tend to run on the back of the stock on the opposite side, and then run it up the front here, usually, you know, a bit further up. But the AKM, even with the SAG kit on there, doesn't have these QD points. That's a nice addition. It just would have been nice maybe if that QD point was underneath. Now, I've just noticed, looking under it, you do actually have a 1913 rail there. So if you've got a preferred stock you want to use, you can just undo this screw and we can take the stock off and we can fit whatever we want on there. So that's a very, very nice feature that Marui's put on there. We've got a nice looking flash hider as well. A big sort of JP comp looking thing. And you know, I think it's just a normal 14mm counterclockwise thread. The only difference on the one that comes on the rifle is it's got this little button that you push down, and what that does is it locks your flash hider into place. So I've probably done that a bit too far. The only downside to these is they can move a little bit, but that's not really going to affect you that much. So the back of the top cover is a little bit different. So we do have a button to press, but we also have this clicky wheel system. And what that does is, you'll see I can take the top cover off. You know, looks very much the same as an AKM. This is a two-part top cover, I believe, that's bolted together. You've got a rail on there to put your red dots on. You don't have to fit anything separately, but you can just slide this into place. It clicks into place like a normal AKM. You've got the button at the back that's going to stop it from going anywhere. But then they've fitted this clicky wheel system. So what happens is, obviously this rattles all over the place, but you wind your clicky wheel in, give it a bit of tension, and that takes all the slop out the rail, which means it's going to hold zero better, and it's not going to rattle all over the place and annoy the hell out of you. Hop up is going to be the same as the AKM. You've got the empty stopper that you can do if you want to dry fire it. Enough talking, let's give this thing a test. Now I think I've probably got a bit of gas in this mag. Before we put some BBs in it, let's activate that switch. Let me show you what the rate of fire is like on my full AKM, full size AKM that is. So it's going to sound a lot different because it's got a stronger spring. But semi-auto here. I thought I did the mag. Stay. And the full auto. Superb. Let's put that to one side. Then we have the AKX. Let's give this a go. going to be a little bit more lethargic, I think. That latch dropped off. It's not too bad. That's not bad at all, to be honest. The AKM does have quite a rapid rate of fire on it when it's fully gassed, just because, you know, that extra recoil spring is returning the bolt much faster. But that's not bad. I'd feel that it's got a nice, you know, slow rate of fire. Let's gas the original mag up. Probably not going to hold mounds of gas because we've still got that tube inside the magazine. Not bad at all. Before we get to it, let's just squirt a bit more gas in there. Oh. Make sure the valve's centered, which it is. Fill that one up and we'll top this one up as well. It's quite cold. Good. You see how much more gas these metal mags, or the standard mags, the AKM mags take, because they've already been modified. We'll leave it there. I think that propane bottle is starting to run out. I do get through some gas. Right, some 0.3 BBs. Do I have an AKM adapter on the bench? Probably not. So we're going to hardcore this and push some BBs into this mag. We're just going to push the follower down like that. I should be able to push some rounds in hardcore mode today. I could use the adapters in the box, but I can't bother getting it out. So these are 0.3 gram BBs. No idea where the hop's set. It's probably 0, but we'll be able to get an idea of the power of this thing, because obviously the AKMs run warm on propane, so that's why we have to use downgrade valves. Let's push this in here like that. So 0.3 gram BBs and propane. And let's see what it does. So let's turn this on. It's set to 0.3s. Did I load a round in? I think I loaded a... Yeah. I'm just going to turn that mag catch system off. Oh. Because we obviously want it to lock that, or stop firing when it's empty. Here we go. Number 1. 1.2 joules. 1.2 joules. 1.2. 1.2. 1.2. 1.1. 1 joule. 1 joule. 1 joule. Just to show you this. 1 joule still. And there we are. So not bad at all. And the thing I love about the AKX over the AKM is it's kind of ready to go. You haven't got to mess about with it. Now, if you buy an AKM and you're a fan of the faux wood, you could just run it the same as, but a lot of us like to put tactical accessories on there. So if you're looking to do that, you're saving a hell of a lot of money. You haven't got to spend hundreds on a front end, hundreds on a stock adapter and then a stock, and you haven't got to change the pistol grip. This pistol grip is actually really, really nice. It's probably one of the very few pistol grips that's standard that I'd leave on there. So yeah, I kind of picked this up. Now I'm going to do obviously hop stuff because we know the AKM struggle to lift heavier BBs out the box. So I'll be putting one of my arms in. Maybe I'll put a Lilacs barrel in. And we'll just have to keep, once I've put the barrel in, we'll have to keep an eye on the power to see if it needs a downgrade valve. Knocking everything over here. So yeah, what do you think of the Marui AKX? I think it's pretty cool. These do retail for quite a bit in the shops. You know, you're talking about $650, so you are paying more than an AKM, but you are not having to spend all that money on your fancy upgrades to build something like this. You know, real stocks, you know, stock converters, real pistol grips. Obviously, not a real front end, but a very nice one. I think this is running the MDRX flash hider and just a Wadson light, which is like an M-LOK light, which is nice. And it's just how I've decided to run it. Now with this kit, you are limited. I mean, it's plenty good for a red dot, but if you wanted to put like an LPVO or something a little, it might look a bit daft because of how small it is, but you've got that ability here because you've got this nice long top rail. So there you have it, AKM and the AKX. I've decided to add another AK to the family. They are a bit more of a, I mean, does the mag? Yeah, the mag's the same. They are a bit more of a pain to run compared to an MWS, just ergonomically. The mags are easy to get in and out of pouches with the M4 platform. The AK is a little bit more difficult because they tend to snag up on the pouches. So if you just want, you know, a competent Marui gas blowback, the MWS is going to be a bit better pick. What I will say is these guns run so much better on full auto than any MWS. It's like Marui designed this platform to run on full auto. The full auto on them is just amazing. It's so good. So yeah, let me know if you've got any questions down in the comments below. I am working on more AKM bits, something that's going to be releasing very soon. Just running off a prototype just to double check and see if we need to make any changes. But I think it's going to be a product that most users are going to want. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description below. You can also check out the Jaeger Precision website by putting Jaeger Precision into Google. Thanks for tuning in, as always. And from me and Bench, soon to be a cleaner bench, because I'm working on a system to get all these tools organised. We'll see you in the next video.